What's going on, everyone? It's your boy the Anime Shed. We are back with all 6 of the new starter decks, all the way from the red to the yellow. So this is a starter deck for each color. We're going to crack into them and see exactly what's in there. But without further ado, let's crack these open and see exactly what we have inside. Okay, so we have all 6 starter decks here. Now we range from, first up being the Edward Newgate, which is the leader from OPO2. We got the Utar, which is from the ST11. So these are reprint like alternate art variants. We're going to go through them in more detail. We've got the Don Quixoto Do Flamingo from OPO1. This leader is going to be, well, don't get me wrong, it's already stupidly broken, but there's a certain card in here that's going to make it more broken. We got the Purple Luffy from OPO5. We have the Smoker, again, another one from OPO2. And then we have the Katakuri from OPO3. The only 03 leader in here, and actually it's funny because we got no 04 leaders, but there wasn't really many in 04 that people were playing. Obviously we got the rules here on the other side to play them out. I'm not going to go through that, I just kept one out. But let's start off. We'll go in order of the way the colours run. So we're going to start off with the Whitebeard. Okay, so we got the Newgate right here. Crack into it. Let's see what we got. Obviously we got the Newgate leader, which is a 6 life leader, which is already dope. Let me just pull this camera down, put this microphone up. Nice close-up. So basically, it's a 6 life leader with 6k, but at the end of every one of your turns, you have to take one of your life cards to hand. So, not bad. Okay, we got the Newgate. It's a 7 cost, 8k, no counter. Give up to 1 rested Don card to your leader or one of your characters. Activate main. You may rest this character, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with 5,000 power or less. It's actually decent. That's actually really good. That might work in my Zorro deck. We'll see. Because it gives a rested Don to Zorro, so you play it out on 7 and still give a Don to Zorro and swing. Definitely decent. So we get 1, we get 2 of those. We get the 5 cost 6k ace. It's got 1k counter, which is fantastic. If your leader type includes Whitebeard Pirates, this character gains rush. Once per turn, if this character would be removed from the field by one of your opponent's effects, you may give this character minus 2,000 power instead. That's actually decent. So how many of them do we have? We get 2 of them. Alright, next up we got the Atmos. Okay, it's a 4 cost, 5k with a 1k counter. If your leader is Edward Newgate, you cannot add a life card to hand. Oh, that's really good. Okay, so the Atmos is decent. And you get a playset, so you don't have to take your own life, which is good. We got King Do, which is a blocker, and then when this character is KO'd by an effect, your leader gains 2,000 power during this turn. That is dope. That is dope. How many of them? It's a 1k counter too, which is always good to have counter in hand. Oh, we got the Thatch. This is that the same art as another Thatch? Rest in peace, Thatch. But it's a 2k counter on play. If your leader is Whitebeard, Pirates, give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 2,000. Then add 1 card from the top of your life to your hand. Okay, so that's no good. We don't play. We maybe for the 2k counter, but that's it. And then you'd only use it for the searcher. We've got a reprint here of the Jozu. Now this is a fantastic card. It's a 2k counter. It's a 4 cost 4k, but you can give it rush. So if you have a leader that's a Whitebeard Pirate, it gains rush. So literally handy if you want to go for endgame. So that's one of the reprints. We got the reprint of the Marco. So this one, when they KO it, you can literally just trash a Whitebeard card and play it back rested. Good card. The original's holographic, so this one's not holographic, same as the Jozu. Alright, we got another reprint right here. So this is the Rakyu, and it's all of your characters with the type, including Whitebeard, gain 1,000 power. That's really good. I've never actually looked at that to put it into a deck. Definitely decent. Alright, you may be a fool, but I still love you. Another reprint. So if you have 3 or less life cards, you cannot add a life card to your hand using your own effects during this turn. So definitely good. A playset of those as well. Then we got the reprint of the Izzo from OPO3. I'm not going to go too much into detail for all these, otherwise you'll be here all night. So we'll go through. We got the Atmos, which is a 4 cost 6k vanilla. It's got 1k counter though. So Speed Chill's another reprint from 03. We got the Nummel, another 03 reprint vanilla. We've got the Haruta and that's a reprint as well. Also from OPO3, so we're getting a lot of the Whitebeard reprints here. Then we got the Foza, which is another reprint, but it's a blocker from 03. And I think that might be, yes, that's it. And then we got our Don. 10 Don. Is Don as good as my father will say? His name's Don, so shout out to Don. Shout out to anyone named Don. Next up, we have the Utar deck. I've already pre-sliced these because I edited it out, but I did have the issue of trying to open the first one, so I pre-sliced them all. Alright, we're going to just take the Don out now. His Don is gone. His Don is gone. Okay, so this is the Utar leader that is from the ST11 starter deck. Now, the ST11 starter decks, they had a pre-release for it. If you didn't go to them, they were very hard to acquire. So, definitely good for them to reprint this. Now, reveal one film card from the top of your deck and add it to your hand if it's film. Handy. You have to attach a Don to use it, but still handy. Alright, we got a 4-cost 6k blocker. Decent. And then activate main once per turn. You may trash one film card from your hand. Give up to one rested Don card to your leader or characters. That's actually real good. I'm assuming we get 2 of those. We do. Oh, the 9-cost 11k Shanks. Okay, up to one of your opponent's rested characters. That's dope. So if you're playing against the yellow and they've got like a Big Mum, or you're playing against the green and they've got a Zorro, just play this out and just KO it. No questions asked. It's just gone. What a sick card. We got Gordon. Gordon is literally just a blocker. I'm assuming we'd have a playset. He's a 2-cost 0k 1k counter. Katakuri. Film and Big Mum Pirates. Interesting. If your leader is film type and you have 6 or more rested cards, this character gains 2,000 power. I don't know many people that would honestly play that in their deck, but hey, who knows? Could happen. Could happen. Oh, a new Luffy as well. Okay. If you have a rested Utar, this character gains 1,000. You keep it in there for 2k counter. You're not really going to ever play that to board. You only got 2. Backlight. There we go. The ST11 Backlight. Another card that's like a necessity for a lot of the decks. If you know, you know. We've got New Genesis. It's a free search. If you got an active Don, you play this and you just restand your Don. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Like if, say, turn 1, you got 3 of these in hand, you can literally, like, one Don, you can play all 3. And then still have an active Don. I'm invincible. Look at the art on these. The art on these is insane. I love that they didn't just reprint the cards, like in this one. In the Whitebeard one, they're all just regular reprints. Yo, that Bartolomeo, it's the reprint of the promo, but that looks so sick. Okay, so it's Bardo Club Supernovas and film. So you can use this in everything. End of your turn, you may rest this character set up to one of your film type characters other than Bartolomeo as active. Really good. Really good. That is a dope card to get in there. Oh, here we go. We got some new event cards. Now this potentially... Oh, it's actually a promo. This potentially could bring Utar back from the dead. If your leader is Utar, up to 2 of your opponent's rested characters with a cost of 4 or less will not become active in the opponent's next refresh phase. Really good. Fleeting Lullaby. And the artwork's sick. So, definitely good. Alright, and you get a playset of those. Where the Wind Blows. What does this do? If your leader is Utar, set all of your film type characters as active. These are the ones from the Utar packs at the end of this turn. Yo, this is dope. Like, the people are gonna... I think Utar's gonna make a comeback. Okay. Promo 59. If your leader is Utar, you may return any number of characters on your field to the owner's hand. Up to one of your leader or characters gain plus 2,000 power during this battle for every returned character. So if you're going for game, you swing with everything, you leave your Utar, like leader, then you play this card, like you leave 2 Don active, or you leave 5 Don active actually. So you play this card, you take everything, so all 5 characters back to your hand, you've gained 10,000 power, you swing 15k, then you use an I'm invincible, and you swing 15k again. Definitely a good way to go for game. We have Taupe Musica. You may rest one of your Utar cards, rest up to 2 of your opponent's Don cards. Not really overly useful. Sick artwork on it though. And then we have the Luffy promo. Okay, so this one here, This was a winner's card. We've got a couple here in the shed, but yeah, it's a vanilla. It's an 8 cost 10k vanilla. It does have counter, and that's it for that. I'm not going to lie, some of these cards, a lot of them are just reprints, especially towards the back, but they are so nice. This is the deck that is literally, these decks technically come out tomorrow, but we got them a little bit early here in the shed. But yeah, this is the deck that's like you can't get your hands on for the love of money. So we got the Dofi leader from OPO1. So basically, when attacking, you rest 2 Don. Sorry, you attach 2 Don to Dofi, then you rest 1 Don, and you can reveal 1 card from the top of your deck. And if it's a 7 Warlords type with a cost of 4 or less, you play it rested. So basically, you do this, you play out the Jinbei, and then off Jinbei, you play out a Weevil or a Gecko Moria or something. And now the Boa Hancock, and you can absolutely destroy your opponent, like, super quick. So we got the Trafalgar Law. This is a new card. It's a 4 cost 5k with 1k counter. You may return one of your characters to the owner's hand. If your leader has 7 Warlords type, return 1 character with a cost of 4 or less to the owner's hand. So you can, yeah. It's just a bounce card. This is the card that everyone wants. It's a 4 cost 6k blocker. Now there's no counter, but listen to this. So it's a 6k blocker. Then on play, look at the top 3 cards of your deck and place them at the top or the bottom. So you get to arrange the top of your deck. Then, in any order, then give up to 1 rested Don card to one of your 7 Warlords of the Sea type leader or characters. So you play this out. You give the Don card to your leader, then put another one under him. You've reorganized your deck, then you leader ability. Absolutely broken. I'm assuming there might be something hit in Dofi. Possibly that card, but it is leader. It's type locked, so maybe not. Next, we have the Crocodile, which is a 4 cost 5k, 1k counter. Reveal 1 card from the top of your deck. If that card is 7 Warlords type, draw 2 cards, then place 1 card from your hand at the top of your deck. That is going to get played, hands down. It's a good card. It lets you sort your deck and get an extra card to hand. We got the Buggy. It's a 2k counter, so people might play it for a 2k, and it's 7 Warlords. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck and place them at the top. It's basically just the Perona. Just the Perona does 5, this does 3. What else do we have? We got the Teach. This one's a pain in the ass. I hate this character, but I have played against people using it on the sim. You may place 1 card from your hand to the top of your deck. Give up to 2 rested Don cards. This is broken for Dofi. I'm not going to lie. So literally, you've got a Jinbei in hand or a Weevil or something that you want to play out. You activate main on this. You don't even need a swing. You can just put this on board and activate main. Then you put that card to the top. You give 2 rested Don to your leader. You rest 1 more Don, and automatically your leader ability is free. It's cost you 1 Don to do it and get a character out on board with 4 cost. Like I said, it's a stupid card. This is another necessity. It's a rearranged blocker like the Boa. I don't think there's many decks that play Dofi that don't play this, or Boa, even the Boa leader. Overheat, it's a reprint of a event card, so it's just basically a counter, then return a character with the cost of 3 or less to the owner's hand. Nothing too crazy there. We've got a playset of those. The Gecko. This is the one I was talking about. So this Gecko here is probably going to get... I'm assuming a lot of people will cull this from the deck. It's good because it's a 4 cost 6k, but it's a vanilla. And there's other 4 costs now that actually have good on plays, which will be better. So if you think that Crocodile we saw before, you Jinbei then into that Crocodile, then you take 2 cards to hand and put one of them on the top of your deck, or one of the cards in your hand, and you can do like some epic combos. Okay, we have Kuma, which is another reprint. So this is just an on play. Look at the top 2 cards of your deck, reveal a 7 Warlord type, add it to your hand, then place the rest at top or bottom. We've got a Weevil, which is literally a vanilla. We have a playset of the Weevil. That is from the first original starter deck. Again, this Gecko. So add up to 1 7 Warlord, Thrillbark Pirate with a cost of 4 or less. Other than the Gecko Mori from your trash. People use this all the time. Like, you can literally Again, I'm going to use the Jinbei combo, Jinbei into this, and then get something back to hand, whether it be some counter, a blocker, or something else you want to play out. It's crazy. Speaking of the counter, people pull this out. It's Kaya. It's Kaya. And shout out to Nick, who I play with on a Tuesday night when I play cards. He was going to put Kaya in the deck and then realised that he could do the same thing with this and still have a swing. It's still a 2k counter, and there's a little combination that he's going to be putting together, which with this card will work. Definitely will work. What else do we have? We got the STO3 blocker Traffy. Not one that you see very often. It's a 1-cost blocker, too easy to remove. That's the problem with 1-cost blockers, they are too easy to remove, but I guess it gives you something else to search. And then we've got the promo Jinbei. So place up to one of your characters cost a 3 or less at the bottom of the owner's deck. So it gets rid of a blocker. Definitely good. And we got a playset of those as well. These decks are insane. I'm not going to lie. I'm loving these decks. Next up we have the purple Luffy. There's some fantastic cards in these. Absolute bangers of cards. I'm excited to rebuild decks now. Alright, we got the purple Luffy. So basically you may add 1 card from the top of your life to your hand if you have 0 or 3 or more Don cards on your field. Add 1 card from your Don, 1 card from the Don deck and set it as active. That helps you ramp something crazy. Now this is a Zoro. I've heard people talking about this. It's a searcher, but it's a 4-cost 6k searcher. It's mental. You don't get many like that. So Zoro Juro, absolutely mental. Okay, we got 2 of those. We got the 7-cost 8k Luffy Taro. Don -1, play up to 1 purple Straw Hat type card with a cost of 5 or less. So basically you play this out and you can literally play that out off it by minusing a Don. So you can get an 8k and a 7k on board, 6k on board, like when you're playing 7 Don. We've got the Usopp, so Usohachi. If you have 8 or more Don cards on your field, rest up to one of your opponent's characters, which costs a 5 or less. Decent. It's a 2k counter as well. If you're going for game, definitely can help you. We've got the Onami. It's a blocker. If you have 8 or more Don cards on your field, trash 1 card from your hand. And then draw 2 cards. Definitely good. Especially if you're looking for counter, you can trash a brick and get yourself safe. We've got the Sanji. If you have 8 or more Don cards on your field, draw a card. Always good, getting cards to hand. We've got the Usohachi, which is the reprint. I'm not going to go through all the reprints, but yeah, 2k counter, definitely decent. 2k counters are always good. We got the reprint Nico Robin from OPO5. Oh, Robbie! We've got Jinbei, which is a OPO5 reprint as well. Yeah, basically you have all your Don, it gets an extra 1,000 power. I did have that in my first purple Luffy deck I built, and it was decent. We got this, a ramping Zoro Juro. So basically, if you have 3 or less life cards, add up to 1 Don card from your deck and set it as active. So basically, you swing with this, you get an active Don. Really good. Really good. Yeah, and you get a playset of those. We got the Chopperamon. Chopperamon. If you have 8 or more Don cards on your field, set up to one of your purple Straw Tap characters with 6k or power. Oh my god. If you have 8 or more Don cards on your field, set up to one of your purple Straw Hat crew type characters with 6,000 power or less as active. So basically you can swing with your Zoro and then reactivate him and then swing again. Definitely decent again if you're going for game. If you play 2 of them out, it only costs you 4 and you can get like 4 6k swings for the cost of 4 Don. We got the Frankie, which is if you have 8 or more Don, this character gains Rush. And you have the Honkichi, aka Brook. Shout out to my man Brook. If you have 8 or more Don cards on your field, give up to 2 of your opponent's characters a minus 2,000 power. So this is basically the Red Brook, but for purple. The Red Brook from OPO 1. I think it's OPO 1. Alright, we've got the Searcher. We don't care. It's search any of the 3 captains. And then we're finishing off what promos here. We've got the 10-drop 12k Vanilla Luffy with a playset of those. some decent cards. I don't play purple all that often, but there's definitely some good cards. I know a few of my friends that play black are actually going to bust Smoker back out because of the new cards coming. And definitely some decent stuff. I've never played Smoker. I played against it, but give up to one of your opponent's characters -1 cost during this turn. Then if there is a character with a 0 cost, this leader gains 1,000 power. So basically, for argument's sake, when I'm playing Katakuri or when I'm playing Pudding, I put a Pudding down, it's a 1 cost, they minus it off, and then he is at 6k. And they don't KO it, they just do it and they leave it there so they can keep doing it. Okay, the Tashigi, definitely a nice looking card. It's 5 cost 6k, 1k counter. If your leader is Smoker, give up to one of your opponent's characters -4 during this turn. And then an activate main, if this character is played on this turn, trash up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 0. So you can do that. Hold on. You can only do it to new characters. What's our other one? Oh, Hina. What does she do? 4 cost 6k. This character gains +4. Whew. So it's an 8 cost, so it's hard to remove. You can still catter it though. You can use catter to get it to the bottom of their life. You may place 1 card from your trash at the bottom of your deck. Give up to one rested Don card to your leader or one of your characters. So basically, you can cycle through your trash and not have to worry about decking out if you got Hina on board, because you can activate main every turn. And the +4 is only on opponent's turn. They've got to add it on. Okay, good to know. Alright, we've got the Smoker. You may trash 1 Black Navy type card from your hand up to 2 of your opponent's characters with a cost of 4 or less cannot attack till the end of the next. That's crazy. That's crazy. And it's a 6 cost 8k. No counter, but who cares? That's a good ability. I don't know if people will play it. You got the Sengoku. You may trash 2 Black Navy type cards from your hand. If your leader has Navy type, draw 3 cards. Really good to cycle and get rid of bricks. You only get 2 of them though. Alright, we've got the Gut Blocker. 3 cost 4k, 1k counter. You may place 1 card from your trash to the bottom of your deck. Give up to one of your opponent's characters minus. That's crazy! So you don't even have to use Don or anything. You just activate it and you get a free, like you get a blocker on board. And you get a free -1. God, Black gets some good support. Alright, now we're at reprints. We got the reprint of Kobe. Trash 1 card from your hand. KO up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 3 or less. That's played in a lot of decks. It's played in a lot. The Suru is in every black deck. It's a 2k counter and it gives -2 to one of your opponent's characters. Played off Gecko so many times. We've got the Rosinante blocker. You don't really see this too often. It's literally, it's a vanilla blocker, just the low cost. 2 cost 2k blocker. We got the Jaguar D Soul, another vanilla from OPO2. You've got the Helmeppo, which is another OPO2. It's definitely not a vanilla. It's a 3 cost 3k, 1k counter. Give up to one of your opponent's characters -2 during this turn. Then if there is a character with a cost of 0, this character gains 2,000. So you play him out, and then next turn, if you get something down to 0, he gets a 5k swing. So definitely decent, and it's got the play this card trigger on there too. We've got a vanilla Yamakaji, a playset. Look at that, always get a playset of vanillas. We've got Ice Age. Alright, we got 4 Ice Age, definitely good. Oh, you know what, just in case people don't know, it's from OPO2, give up to one of your opponent's characters -5 during this turn. It's huge. Literally huge. I played in yellow, black Luffy. Alright, we got Virgo, 2k, counter, and this character not going to be KO'd in battle, so it's definitely good. And then we're finishing off with brand new, a playset, it's a Searcher. I don't know a Navy deck that does not run brand new. Again, good off Gecko. Play Rebecca off Gecko, active, and then you play brand new. Do a search, and then you play Spandine off Rebecca. Then you return 3 cards with Navy with CP type. Play out Lucci, and you KO 2 of their characters. But this is the one I'm excited for. We've got the Katakuri. Okay, so this is just the Katakuri leader from OPO3. Look at up to one card from the top of your opponent's, yours or your opponent's life, then place it at the top or bottom of the life. this leader gains 1,000 power. So you put 1 Don under him, you do that, and it's a 7k swing. It's crazy. And you can manipulate life. Alright, we got the 5 cost 6k Kata. It's a blocker. You may turn 1 card from the top of your life cards face up, give up to 1 arrested Don card to your leader or one of your characters. It's actually not bad. It's actually not bad. I'm not going to play it. It's not going to fit into my deck. But this one, this is the card. You may trash 1 card from your hand. Your opponent chooses 1. Your opponent trashes 2 cards from their hand, or your opponent trashes 1 card from the top of their life cards. Now, if you're playing against cards that like to have a lot of cards, if you're playing against a deck that likes to have a lot of cards in hand, this is fantastic because you can actually mill their hand. And sometimes they don't want to get rid of 2 cards and they'll trash a life instead. This is going to be in every one of my yellow decks. Every one of them. A play set. Alright, we've got a cracker here. It's a 4 cost 5k. Once per turn, if this character would be KO'd by an effect, you may trash 1 card from the top of your life and card. That's not bad. So you can save him. Let's be honest, I'm not going to use him, so don't really care about that. We got the Brule, 3 cost 3k, 2k counter. Now, what's the trigger? Look at 1 card from the top of your opponent's life cards and place it at the top or bottom of the life cards and add this card to your hand. That's not bad. So you get to use the trigger and then you can add a 2k to hand. And there's Carrot. Hi, Carrot. Alright, what do we got next? We've got the Pudding. Okay. So this is a 3 cost 2k. Interesting. You must have a really good ability. You may add 1 card from the top of your life cards to your hand, set up to 1 of your Big Mum pirate type characters, cost a 3 or less, as active. And then a trigger is rest up to 1 of your opponent's characters with a cost of 3 or less. So basically this could be used in conjunction with Perispero. So you do a 5k swing, you play this out for 3, and then you restand him and you do another 5k swing. The resting ability is decent off trigger. I'm going to be honest, I'm not playing it. It's not going to fit into any of my decks. But you do only get 2. Now we're at the reprints. We're at the Vanilla Charlotte Opera. And all the reprints I have noticed are all 4 of. Alright, Charlotte Galette's just a basic blocker. It's, again, not something that anyone really plays. We've got the Smoothie. This can be played. So this is add a card from the top of... Add 1 card from the top or bottom of your life cards to hand. This character gains 2,000 power. It's not bad if you're going for game. And if you got no life cards, you can activate it. You don't have to. Even though it's in bold, technically you can't activate it. Pudding Searcher in all my Big Mum pirate decks. Yeah, you get it on board, and I've won games because of it too. Like being able to swing with something extra makes a big difference. Struzen used to be in decks back in the Kata days when Kata first came out, but not really much anymore. So you may trash 1 card with trigger from your hand, K up to 1 of your opponent's characters, cost of 1 or less. It was decent if you were trying to get rid of a low-cost blocker. But now a lot of the blockers are higher cost, so it's not really viable, but it still is a 2k counter. Alright, we got an ST07 reprint. You may add 1 card from the top or bottom of your life cards to your hand, add up to 1 card from the top from the top of your deck to your life cards. So basically you can cycle your life. When you're playing Katakuri, it's actually decent because you can see what your life is, and if you want it in hand, you can do that and reuse it. We got Peckham's, another ST07 reprint, just a vanilla. We're almost through it. Okay, we got an OPO3 reprint, so this is just a 5,000 power counter. And then you may trash 2 cards from your hand, add up to 1 card from top of your deck to your life cards. So basically it's like Amaru, but it's a 2 cost to give you plus 5,000. That's really good. Really good. And what do we have next? We got Thunderbolt. Again, that was another staple. Basically trash 1 card from top of your life and K up to a 5 cost. Really good to clear their board. Oh, and then we got the Donna to get rid of. But yeah, out of all the cards that are in these, this is by far the one I wanted the most, and it's legal to play tomorrow. It's legal to play tomorrow. I'm super excited. I hope this video was informative. I hope it helps you figure out what decks you want to buy. But yeah, I'm your boy, the Anime Shed. Make sure you like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. This is a long one, people. Hope you enjoyed. But until next time, peace out, stay safe, much love, and as always, say hi to your mum for me.